Hi, this is Andrea again, and recently another one of my viewers wrote in and asked if I would create a video on how to be consistent with positivity. And this is a question I really love and I can relate to so much, and I want to share a couple answers to that question with you today. All right, now the reason why I love this question about consistent positivity so much is that when I first came to the law of attraction, you may or may not have heard this before from me, but I had a pretty significant case of borderline personality disorder. And if you don't know what that disorder is, no big deal. The main symptom I'm going to focus on right now is that a lot of people with borderline personality disorder have extreme mood swings. So I would experience intense bouts of rage, intense bouts of anxiety and depression. And it was like all the time. If you fast forward to today, it is almost miraculous. Because where the littlest things used to set me off and get me in a very negative mindset, I can have today very big, by most people's definitions, very huge things look like they're coming my way, and I can stay pretty cool about it. And it takes a lot to get me rattled up. So for instance, last week we had Hurricane Irma run through my state, and I was pretty cool about it. Like, it just really didn't get me wound up or excited or worried too much. I was able to stay pretty calm about it. Whereas in the past, that would not have happened, not even remotely. So I want to talk a little bit about how that's happened, because honestly, it's just been a natural byproduct of the law of attraction. And that's the first thing I want to mention to you, is that if you are focused on positive thinking, like if you understand that positive thinking creates positive results in your life, and if you're taking positive steps to do positive things, like you're trying to smile more and laugh more, maybe you're meditating or practicing gratitude, but you're making actual steps, positive steps in your life, the more you focus on that, the more the law of attraction makes that a big part of your life. So anything that you focus on, including positive thinking, gets bigger and bigger and bigger. So as long as you're taking the effort to become more positive, know that it's gonna take a bigger place in your life. And as a natural result, negativity is going to fade out. So that's the first thing, is just stay on the path and you're gonna get there. Now, the other thing that I wanna mention to you that is super, super important, and if you wanna speed this process up, it's a really great suggestion. But the suggestion is, don't beat yourself up for being negative. And this is something, like, people that do not understand the law of attraction really have law of attraction people beat when it comes to this one thing. Because if you look out amongst people who do not believe in the power of positive thinking, they can get mad or sad or anxious or have any kind of lower vibrational emotion, and they're okay with it. Like, and oftentimes they feel very justified in their sadness or justified in their anger. Whereas somebody who understands the power of positive thinking, if they find themselves having a negative moment, they often beat themselves up for it. Like, oh, I shouldn't have thought that. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. And what that does is that compounds the negativity, all right, in that moment. So that's something to understand, is that if you have a negative moment, so what? You're allowed to have negative moments. And if positive thinking is something that you're growing with, it's okay that there's still negative moments that are coming up in your life, because as your momentum is gaining with the law of attraction, there's still going to be some residual negativity that has to fade out of the picture, and that's okay. That's all right. So if I happen to have a moment where I'm feeling uneasy, or if I get angry, or whatever the case may be, I just remind myself, that's okay. Everybody else is allowed to get mad, and they don't feel bad about it. If anyone deserves a break if they're negative, it's me, because I do so much work to be positive. So try to remind yourself of that. The more neutral you can be about your negativity, the more you can kind of brush it off like, so what, no big deal. The less focus you'll give to that negativity. And the less focus you give to the negativity, the faster it's gonna fade out of the picture. So those are really the two suggestions I have. The first one is just keep taking positive steps. The momentum will build. And the second is allow yourself to be negative if it comes up. that will lower that out of your life. And what you'll see over time is that you're going to shift into a position where being positive is your chronic, consistent state. All right? Just remember, if you have a negative moment, it doesn't mean you're messing up. It's just a game of momentum, getting yourself into that chronic positivity that you want to be into.